Hello my dear friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to discuss about one of the most important topic in jigs and fixture. So what is jigs and what is fixture? So let's discuss about that topic. So jigs. So jig and fixture are most important device used in manufacturing and workshop operation. They are used to hold, locate, support, and guide a workpiece during the operation, such as drilling, milling, turning, grinding, welding, and assembly. Again, jigs and fixture are important device. So jigs and fixture are important device used in manufacturing and workshop operation. They are they are used to hold, locate, support, and guide a workpiece during the operation, such as drilling, milling, turning, grinding, welding, and assembly. The main purpose is to make manufacturing faster, more accurate, more repeatable, safer, easier for the operator, less expensive. Although the terms jigs and fixture are often used together, they have an important difference. A jig hold and locate the workpiece and also guide the cutting tool. A fixture hold and locate the workpiece but does not guide the cutting tool. So what is jig? So what is jig? A jig is a work handling device. A jig is a work welding device that locate the workpiece, hold the workpiece firmly, support the workpiece, guide the cutting tool to the required position. And the tool is usually guided using a drill bush or another guiding element. Example, suppose we need to drill 4 holes in exactly the same position on 100 metal plates. So without jig, the proper operator would you have to measure the position of each hole, mark the hole, align the drill the hole, repeat the process for every plate. So this take a lot of time, can produce error. So with a drilling jig, the plate is placed inside the jig and located correctly. So drill bushes are positioned exactly where the holes are required. The drill passes through the holes, producing the holes at correct location. Therefore, the jig improves speed and accuracy. Then what is a fixture? A fixture is a device used to locate, hold, and support the workpiece, but during the manufacturing operation. Unlike a jig, a fixture does not guide in the cutting tool. So the machine tool itself guides the cutting tool. Example: suppose a milling machine is used to machine a flat surface on a component. A fixture can position the component correctly, support it, clamp it firmly, and prevent movement with milling. The milling machine controls the movement of the cutters. Therefore, fixture equal to workpiece holding and locating the device. So, difference between jig and fixture. Main purpose: hold and guide the cutting tool. Hold and locate the workpiece. Tool guidance: yes, no. Common operation: drilling, milling, turning, grinding, welding. Drill bushes usually present, usually absent. Weight: generally lighter, generally heavier. Mounting may be portable, usually fixed or firmly mounted. Machine dependence: less depend on machine to the guidance, more depend on machine to. Example: drill jig, milling jig. So easy way to remember. Jig guide the cutting tool. Fixture the workpiece. Jig guide the cutting tool. Fixture fixes the workpiece. The main function of jig and fixture. So jig and fixture perform several important functions. First one is locating. The workpiece must have placed in definite and accurate position. The workpiece must have placed in definite and accurate position. Locating element ensure the every workpiece is positioned in the same location in holding. The workpiece must held firmly so that it does not move during machining. So clamping devices are used for the purpose. Supporting. The workpiece may need additional support to prevent bending, vibration or deformation. Supports are placed at stable position. Guiding. So any jig, the cutting tool is guided to the correct position. So drill bushes are commonly used for this purpose. So drilling bushes are commonly used for this purpose. Drill bushes are commonly used for this purpose. Improve accuracy. Improve accuracy. So jigs and fixture reduce error. So improve accuracy. Jigs and fixture reduce error caused by manual measurement and positioning. Reduce production time. The operator does not need to measure or mark every workpiece individually. Increase productivity. Because components can loaded, machined, and moved quickly, more components can be produced in the less time. Improve interchangeability. Components produced using the same jig and fixture have nearly identical dimension and position, and this makes parts interchangeable. So basic element of a jigs and fixture. The basic element of a jigs and fixture. Although their designs vary, most jigs and fixture contain several basic elements. First one is body. The body is the main structure of the jigs and fixture. So other components are mounted on it. So it should be strong and rigid enough to withstand machining force. So common materials include cast iron, mild steel, alloy steel, tool steel, hardened steel. So locating elements. Locating element position the workpiece accurately. Locating element position the workpiece accurately. Example include locating pins, locating blocks, V blocks, rest buttons, locating solder, diamond pins, cylindrical pins. Their purpose is to prevent unwanted movement and establish the correct position. Clamping element. So clamps hold the workpiece against the locating surface. So common types include strap clamp, screw clamp, toggle clamp, cam clamp, wedge clamp, lever clamp, hydraulic clamp, pneumatic clamp. So a good clamping system should hold the workpiece securely without damaging or deforming it. Then supporting elements. So support prevents the workpiece from bending or vibrating. Example: fixed support, adjustable support, rest pad, jack screw, support pins. Then tooling guiding element. There are especially important in G. The most common tool guiding element is the drill bush. So a drill bush guides the drill to the correct position and helps maintain hole accuracy. Then fastener, bolts, screw, nuts, and other fastener are used to assemble the jigsaw fixture. Principle of location. Principle of location. So one of the most important concepts in jigsaw fixture is location. A workpiece can move in different directions, and the machine is accurately. These unwanted movements must be restricted. In three-dimensional space, a rigid body has 6 degrees of return. So transition along x-axis, along y-axis, along z-axis. Then rotation x-axis, rotation y-axis, rotation z-axis. The locating elements are designed to restrict these movements. This is commonly explained using 3 to 1 locating principle. So what is 3 to 1 locating principle? The 3 to 1 principle is widely used for locating a workpiece. So primary location 3 points. 3 locating points are placed on the primary surface. They restrict movement in the one direction, rotation about 2 axes. Then secondary location 2 points. The two locating points are placed on the second surface. They restrict movement in the another direction, rotation about another axis. Then tertiary location. So one location point is placed on the third surface. It restricts the final translational moment. Thus 3 plus 2 plus 1, 6 locating points. The restricts the 6 degree of freedom of the workpiece. Then clamping. After locating the workpiece, it must be held firmly. This is done using clamping. So the clamp should hold the components securely, apply sufficient force, avoid damaging the components, allow quick loading and unloading, no interface with the cutting tool, be easy for the operator to use. So important principle. The clamping force should generally push the workpiece. So the clamping force should generally push the workpiece towards the locating or supporting surfaces. And types of jigs. There are several types of jigs are there. So first one is template jig. So a template jig is a simple jig. A template jig is a simple jig used mainly for locating holes. It may not completely surround or fold the workpiece. The template contains all those where drill is guided. Advantages: simple construction, low cost, easy to manufacture. Application used for relatively simple drilling operation. Then plate jig. A plate jig consists of plate containing drilling bushes. The workpiece is positioned against the plate and clamped. The drill passes through the drilling bushes. Application used for drilling and related operation. Then channel jig. What is channel jig? So a channel jig is a channel-shaped body in which the workpiece is placed and the component is located and clamped inside the channel. Application useful for drilling hole in components having suitable shapes. Box jig. What is box jig? A box jig surrounds a workpiece like a box. A box jig surrounds the workpiece like a box. It can allow machining or drilling from different sides. Advantages: good accuracy, strong support. So multiple operation can sometimes be performed without removing the workpiece. Disadvantage: it can be heavier or more expensive than simpler jig. Then angle plate jig. An angle plate jig is based on the angle plate. So it is used when holes needs to be drilled at an angle on different surfaces. Then leaf jig. A leaf jig has a higher leaf containing in the drill bushes. The leaf can be opened in the loaded and unloaded workpiece. Advantages: quick loading and unloading. Indexing jig. An indexing jig is used when holes or other feature must be produced at precise angular position. An indexing mechanism rotates the workpiece or jig by predetermined angle. Application: drilling equally spaced hole. So components requiring angular machining. So gear related manufacturing operation. So types of fixture. So fixture can be classified according to their application. Fixture can be classified according to their application. So milling fixture. A milling fixture holds the workpiece during the milling. It must be rigid, but because milling produces significant cutting force. So function: locate the components, clamping it securely, restrict cutting force, provide clearance for the cutter. Then turning fixture. So turning fixture are used to turning fixture are used to hold irregular shaped workpiece on a length. They are useful when the standard chalk cannot hold the component conveniently. Grinding fixture. So grinding fixture hold component during the grinding. They must provide accurate location, rigid support, easy access to the grinding wheel. Then welding fixture. Welding fixtures are used to hold parts in correct position during welding. They help maintain correct dimension, correct angles, correct alignment. They are particularly useful in mass production. Assembly picture. So pictures hold different components in their correct position during assembly. They help worker assembly products quickly, accurately. Inspection picture. Inspection picture are used to hold a component in predetermined position while its dimension or picture are inspected. So materials used for jigs and fixture. The material depends on the application. The material depends on the application. So mild steel used for simple and inexpensive construction. Inexpensive construction. Tool steel used for wear resistant parts such as locating pins and drill bushings. Harness steel used where higher wear resistance is required. So cast iron used for rigid body and heavy fixture. So aluminum alloy used when the low weight is important. Carbide used in special application where very high wear resistance is required. Used in special application where very high wear resistance is required. Another advantages of jigs and fixture. Advantages of jigs and fixture. Higher productivity. So machining becomes faster because positioning and measuring and simplified. Improve accuracy. The component is located in a predetermined position. So reduce inspection. Because the process is controlled by the jigsaw fixture, so fewer dimension errors occur. Reduce operator skill requirement. The operator does not need to manually measure and locate every components. Lower production cost. Although the initial cost of the designing and manufacturing jigsaw fixture can be high, the cost per component decrease during the mass production. So better interchangeability. So identical parts can be produced repeatedly. Improve safety. So proper clamping reduces the chance of the workpiece moving unexpectedly. Reduce setup time. The workpiece can be positioned quickly. Disadvantages of this service. There are also disadvantages. High initial cost. So designing and manufacturing special jigs fixture can be expensive. Design time. Design time. A properly designed device requires engineering calculation and planning. Storage. So different components may require different jigs and fixture. So storage space is required. Limited flexibility. A special purpose jigsaw fixture may work well for one component but may not stable another component as well. So locating pin drill bushings and other parts where over time may need a replacement. So design requirement for jigs and fixture. A good jigsaw fixture should satisfy several requirements. Accurate locating. The workpiece must always occupy the correct position. Adequate clamping. The component must not move during machining. Rigidity. The structure should restrict machining force and vibration. Easy loading or unloading. The operator should be able to place and remove the component quickly. Proper tool clearance. The cutter and drill should have sufficient space to perform the operation. Chip clearance. Chips should not accurate around the workpiece or locating surfaces. Safety. The design should minimize hazards to the operator. So minimum weight. The device should be as light as practical while the maintaining sufficient strength and rigidity. Wear resistance. So frequently used locating or guiding elements should restrict to wear. Easy maintenance. So all components should be replaceable. Difference between location and clamping. Difference between location and clamping. This is one of the most important examination topic. Locating and clamping. Location. So location determines where the workpiece is placed. Location determines where the workpiece is placed. For example, locating pin determines the position of a component locating pins determine the position of a component. Clamping. Clamping hold the workpiece in that position. Clamping hold the workpiece in that position. For example, a strap clamp passes through the component against the locating surface. Simple example, think about placing a book on a table. So placing a book on the table. The table and stop determine where the book is located. So your hand passes through the book, down represent the clamping. So location means position, clamping means holding. So difference between jigs, fixture and tool. There are three terms are sometimes confused. Tool. A tool directly perform the cutting or performing operation. A tool directly perform the cutting or forming the operation. Example, drilling, milling cutter, so turning tool, trimmer. Jig. A jig hold the workpiece and guide the cutting tool. Fixture. A fixture hold and locate the workpiece and while the machining guide the tool. So simple example. So drilling a plate. So drilling, simple example, drilling a drilling a plate. So imagine that you have 1000 identical rectangular plates. So each plates need two 4 holes. So without jig for every plate, without jig for every plate the operator must for every plate the operator must measure the dimension, mark 4 hole position the plate, drill each hole, check the hole location, and this is slow may produce error with a drilling jig. The operator places the plate into the jig, places the plate into the jig. The locating element position it. The clamp holds it. Drill bushes guide the drill. The 4 holes are drilled. The plate is removed. The next plate can immediately be loaded. So this demonstrate why jigs are valuable in mass production. So applications of jigs and fixture. So jigs and fixture are used in manufacturing industry. So automotive industry used for engine component, chassis component, brackets, drilling operation, welding and assembly. Aerospace industry used for accurate component machining, assembly, drilling, inspection. General engineering used for milling, drilling, grinding, turning, welding. Electrical and electronics manufacturing used for assembly, drilling, position, testing. So jigs and fixture in mass production. Jigs and fixture in mass production. So jigs and fixture are especially useful for mass. Jigs and fixture are especially used in mass production. Suppose a factory must manufacture 50,000 identical components. So without fixture, every component would need individual positioning with a fixture. So without picture, every component we need to individual positioning. So with a picture, load, locate, clamp, machine, unclamp, remove. This cycle could be repeated many times. Therefore, jigs and picture help achieve high production rate, consistent quality, reduce labor cost, reduce setup time, improve interchangeability. Then foolproofing. So what is foolproofing? So a good jig or fixture should prevent the workpiece from being loaded incorrectly. This is called foolproofing or mistake proofing. For example, if a component can be inserted in two different orientations, but only one direction is correct, and the fixture can be designated so the component fit only in the correct orientation. This prevents manufacturing errors. Then quick action clamping. In production, the operator should not spend long time. In production, the operator should not spend long time. So tightening and losing the clamp. Therefore, quick acting clamp are often for use. Example: toggle clamp, cam clamp, lever clamp, pneumatic clamp, hydraulic clamp. This reduce loading or loading 10. So important terms workpiece. The component being manufactured or machined. Locator, the component that determines the position of the workpiece. Clamp, the component that holds the workpiece firmly. Support, a component that prevents bending or vibration. Drill bush, a hardened guide used to guide a drill in a jig. Drill in a jig. Fixture body, the main structural part of a fixture. Tool clearance, the space provided so that the cutting tool can operate without hitting the jig or fixture. So chip clearance, the space provided for chips for escape. Jigs and fixture design procedure. A general design procedure is set and study the workpiece, understand the shape, dimension, material, and important surface, study the measuring operation, determine whether the operation is drilling, milling, turning, grinding, or welding, etc. Select the locating surface, choose the surface that provides accurate and repeatable positioning. Apply the locating principle. So use appropriate locating points common based on the 3 to 1 principle. Select clamping method. So choose a suitable clamp according to the workpiece and machining force. So provide support. Add supports where required to prevent vibration or deformation. So provide tool clearance. So ensure that the cutting tool can reach the required area. Provide the chip clearance. Allow chip or coolant to escape. Allow chip and coolant to escape. Consider loading or loading. The operator should able to load and remove the component quickly. So check rigidity and safety. Make sure the design with the strand machining force safely. So, in short sentences, a jig is a work holding device. A jig is a work holding device used to locate and hold a workpiece and guide the cutting tool during machining. And fixture. A fixture is a work holding device used to accurately locate, support, and clamp the workpiece during the machining, but it does not guide the cutting tool. So remember these four words: locate, support, clamp, guide. So remember the locate, support, clamp, guide. For a G, locate plus support plus clamp plus guide the cutting tool. For picture, locate, support, clamp. The biggest difference is G, hold a workpiece plus guide in a cutting tool. Picture, hold the workpiece only. So G guide, picture, pixels. G guides, picture, pixel. This is the easiest way to remember difference for an exam. So this is my part 1 video. So let's discussion about my part 2 video. So this is my part 2 video. So I think you can clearly understand about that what I am saying. So jigs and fixture. This is my part 2 video. You can read and understand about that. So Jigs and Fixture are a device which helps to increase the rate of identical parts and reducing the human efforts required for producing these parts. It has already been emphasized earlier than a center length is suitable machine for the producing individual parts during different shapes and sizes. For producing similar articles in great number is usually not be economical. Against this, the capture of the torrent this. So you can read and write about this all these things, then you can clearly understand about what is jigs and fixture. Then what is the jigs and fixture given, and he also given some example. A jig may defined as a device which hold and locate the workpiece and guide the cutting tool of one or more cutting tools. The holding of the work or guiding the tool, the holding of the work and guiding the cutting tool, guiding of the tool are such that they have located in their true position relatively to each other. In construction, a G comprises a plate, structure, and a box made of metal, and in some cases of non-metal, having provision for handling components in identical position, one after the other, and the guiding tool in correct position of the work in accordance with the drawing and specification. So picture. The picture is a device which would locate a workpiece during the inspection for a manufacturing operation. The picture does not guide any person. So this is you can understand about that what is the picture and see that is the picture you can read and understand about that. The seven types of length machine chalks. So you can read and understand. Then grinding machine types of grinding wheels or grinding machine operation. So the main elements of the jigs and fixture we can mention it. So you can see that is the image of the jigs and fixture. You can one by one you can read and understand about that. What is body? What is locating element? What is clamping element? So grinding and setting the elements, grinding and setting the element, indexing element. So you can read and write all these things. And types of jigs and fixture. There are different types of jigs and fixture. We will explain that. You just read about that. What is the different types of jigs and fixture? So template jig, plate jig, channel jig. So diameter jig, lip jig, ring jig, boxes jig. So you can one by one you can write it first. What is template jig? What is template jig? See that is the image of the template jig. So the what is plate jig? What is plate jig? What is plate jig? See that is the image of the plate jig. So I think he is writing in everything. What is plate jig? What is channel 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 jig? What is diameter jig? What is diameter jig? What is diameter jig? What is diameter jig? So what is diameter jig? You can read and understand in everything. And what is leaf jig? What is leaf jig? What is leaf jig? So this is the leaf jig. You can read and write all these things. What is leaf jig? Then what is ring jig? What is ring jig? What is ring jig? And he'll write and everything you can do it. What is box jig? What is box jig? What is box jig? What is box jigs? Then what is the types of picture? So there are different types of pictures are there. So picture are usually named after types of measuring operation for which they are designed or employed. The following different types of pictures are there. Turning picture, milling picture, broaching picture, grinding picture, boring picture, indexing picture, tapping picture, duplex picture, folding picture, assembly picture. So this is the turning picture. You can read and write about that whatever your doubt. So this is the turning picture, and you can just read about that. So see also that is the image of the turning picture. So you can read and write this all these things. Then what is milling picture? What is milling picture? What is milling picture? And there are different types of milling picture are there. So you can write it. What is milling picture? And what is broaching picture? What is broaching picture? What is broaching picture? What is broaching picture? So this is the broaching picture. So this is the broaching picture. Then what is grinding picture? So this is the grinding. This is the grinding picture. So there are different forms of the picture are using the grinding machine to locate the hold and support the workpiece during the operation. This picture may be standard work holding device such as chalks, pendants. This is the grinding picture. And what is broaching picture? Boring picture. And this is the boring picture. You can read and write this all these things. So you can that's why you can clearly easily understand picture. This is the boring picture. What is indexing picture? What is indexing picture? So what is indexing picture? So what is indexing picture? See, that is the image of the indexing picture. What is tapping picture? So what is tapping picture? Is the tapping picture you can read and write these things. What is complex picture? This is the complex picture. You can just read it. And this is the complex picture, duplex picture. What is the duplex picture? And what is the welding picture? There are different types of welding pictures are there. So we can read and write this all these things. So what is assemble picture? What is assemble picture? What is assemble picture? What is assemble picture? Advantages of employing jigs or picture in mass production work. There are several advantages are in their mass production work. So you can just read about this all these things. And what is the principle of jigs and fixture design? There are various principles of the jigs and fixtures designs are there. You can read and write these all these things. So just you can read it. Then and difference between jigs and fixture. Then difference between jigs and fixture. So you can just read about this all these things. Then you can understand about what is the difference between jigs and fixture and advantages of the jigs and fixture. An application of the jigs and fixture. There are different applications in the jigs and fixture. So you can read all these things. Then you can clearly understand about that what is jigs and fixture. So this is my part 2 video. So let's discussion about my part 3 video. And this is my part 3 video. So what is designs of the jigs and fixture? Designs of the jigs and fixture. So what is jigs? So it is a work welding device that hold and support and locate the workpiece and guide the cutting tool for a specific operation. Jig is a type of tool used for the control, location or motion of the another tool. The jig primary purpose is to provide repeatability, accuracy and interchangeability in the manufacturing of products. But a fixture, so it is a work welding device that holds, support and locate the workpiece for a specific operation but do not guide the cutting tool. The main purpose of fixture is to locate and is to some cases hold the workpiece during either a machining operation or some individual process. So advantages of jigs and fixture. So advantage of productivity, interchangeability and quality, skill education, skill reduction, cost reduction. So purpose of the jigs and fixture. This is the purpose of the you can read and write this all the thing. And components of the jigs and fixture. There are various components are there. So you can write it the components of the jigs and fixture. Location of the jigs and fixture. So we can read it. So location of the jigs and fixture. Then 6 degree of freedom of the jigs and fixture. See that is the 6 degree of freedom. So 3 to 1 principle. So you can read and write this 3 to 1 principle. So you can read about all these things. Then foolproofing. This is the foolproofing of the jigs and fixture. So you can read and write this all thing. So locating devices. So basic rules of location. Locating device you can read and write it. Basic rules of location. And positioning the locator. Positioning the locator. You can read it. Types of locating devices. Locator, cylindrical locator, so diamond pin locator, raised contact locator, spherical locator, conical locator, full profile locator, V locator, so jack pin locator, internal locator, solid support, adjustable support, equalizing support, ejector, duplicate locators, clamping system, principle of clamping, positioning, strength, so clamping system, positions, strength, strength, productivity. So another one is the clamping device. Clamping device. There are so many clamping devices. There are clamping screw. So hook and bolt clamp. So breech clamp. So heel clamp. Then a strap clamp. Then see there is the clamping method in strap clamp. So edging strap. So edge and side clamp. Screw clamp. Clamping devices. See that is the clamping devices. Clamping device. So requirement of drill buses. General consideration and designing with drilling jig. So jigs and fix feet and legs. So drilling machine wire resistance, loading or loading, rejection of the workpiece, coolant accommodation. Types of jigs, tempered jig, flat jig, channel jig, table jig, lip or latch drill jig, diameter jig, angle plate jig, modified angle plate drill jig, box jig, sandwich jig. This is the sandwich jig, indexing jig, drill buses, press feed buses, headed drill buses, headed drill bus, hardenless drill bus, extended drill bus, renewable drill bus. So this is the drill bus. Slip bus. So linear buses, slotted locator buses, thumb screw, wing screw, spherical washer. See that is the different types of spherical washer are there. So spherical buses. So this one also you can drill buses are which type of standards are maintained. You can write it. And then fixture. So let's discuss about fixture. So you can write about all these things, which type of fixtures are there and what is fixture. So vice fixture, milling vice fixture, length fixture, four jaw independent chock, magnetic chocks, face plate, colored chocks, mandrels, plain mandrels, mandrel of threaded parts, grinding fixture, use of magnet, chalk, bolt, milling fixture, data required before starting the design of milling fixture, strap clamp holding fixture, machine towel, effect cutting force and workpiece at the beginning of cut, use setting the gauges, locates mill fixture in correct relationship to cutter, simple milling fixture, line string milling fixture, clamp type fixture, string type fixture, vacuum fixture. So there are several points are coming in the vacuum fixture. So you can read and write this all these things. Principle of design locators, design principle of clamping device. So design and draw the channel jig for mild stick company as per in the figure in the drill 18 mm dia. Step in bar plane design, selection on boost, selection on locator, design of jig body, selection of clamping device. So if mention that part number, material number, serial number of this, design of locator, supporting blocks, design of clamp, design of jig body, design of latch, bush design, drill of jig body, design of locator, selection of clamp device. So this is all about for me in jigs and fixture design. So suppose you watch it clearly video, I think most of you understand this topic what I am saying. So thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you.